What is going on, everybody? It is me, Christopher, back again. And I'm dropping another video, man. I'm not feeling the best. I'm gonna be honest. I feel sick, you know what I'm saying? But I kind of wanted to make a little bit of a video on something or my opinion on Jujutsu Kaisen because I'm pretty late to the game, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I haven't watched Jujutsu Kaisen all this time that it's been out, and it's kind of funny because um, I've heard of things with Jujutsu Kaisen, like people say it's one of the best, and it's one of the best modern shonens, and you know what I'm saying. People are saying that the Shibuya incident arc is. I saw some people claiming that it was one of the top shonen arcs in shonen history type, and seeing that, obviously there's gonna be certain expectations that you kind of have because people are overhyping things, and this kind of goes with anything, to be honest. Um, but currently, right now, I think I'm right towards the end of the Shibuya incident arc, pretty much like right after, you know, Naito dies and um, Kubasaki dies. I think that's her name. Um, and when we see like Naito fighting um, Yuji and stuff, that's around the area I'm in. And I think it's because I'm a very emotional kind of guy. So like for me, if a story has like a lot of backstory, if it has a very like just like you really develop themes for the cast, that to me is like where I really really connect with the characters, and so therefore whatever they show us, whether it's a fight or a new arc, I'm fully in. If I'm fully in with the characters, then I'm fully in with the arc if it's a good arc. And the sad thing is, boys, is that the Jujutsu Kaisen, my opinion, Jujutsu Kaisen, uh, you guys might have your own opinion. I don't have your own opinion. You feel me? This is just my opinion. But the Jujutsu Kaisen story is not a very in-depth story. Like, yes, there's a little bit of story to it, and there's a little bit of like, I guess, backstory with certain characters, but even things compared to like Demon Slayer or like Chainsaw Man, which I just finished as well, or Bungo Stray Dogs, which I just finished as well. You know, it doesn't really compare, if I'm being honest. Like, and it definitely doesn't compare to Tokyo Ghoul or like some other really heavy hitting sort of deep psychological and emotional sort of stories. Jujutsu Kaisen, I can see why it's a very mass appealing sort of show because it has the flashy fights, it has the crazy choreography, it has all the crazy modern day animation going on for it, the rotoscoping, the it's just crazy. You feel me? Like if you want crazy animation, Jujutsu Kaisen is gonna be there for you. Um, but I'm one of those guys who, for me, it's like if an anime doesn't connect, like if the characters aren't really fleshed out, I feel like, um, in like I guess in a tragic way usually goes. Like if the characters don't have some crazy stories attached to them, and there's not a crazy emotional attachment, then it's a lot easier for me to sort of, you know, appreciate the artwork, appreciate the anime, and appreciate obviously the arcs, but I'm not gonna get the same feeling that I'm gonna get for something that like really 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 connects. Like for example, like I just finished Bungo Stray Dogs, and towards the end, well, I get there is gonna be some spoilers here, so if you want to like not have spoilers, you can skip this part. But in Bungo Stray Dogs, for example, like Atsushi, Dazai, Kunakita, all these characters, they have a certain story to them. And part of it also is just because they're based on literature. They're based on like Japanese writers and poets and different, people. They even have Fyodor, which Fyodor, if you don't know, was an existentialist philosopher. And he's sort of quoted in there, right, when we see Dazai and Fyodor in like that one box kind of area. And it's sort of like a kind of like a Death Note Future Diary vibe, where it's like there's a certain like psychological wits, sort of like who can I guess out logic or out analyze the others, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, to me it was just more, I guess, overall like interesting, right? Because the characters also are very like we know like a Sushi's character, bro. Like a Sushi, you know, he was an orphan and they didn't really like him, and you know he has a lot of I guess baggage that he carries, and that adds to the overall like you're rooting for the characters more, because you're sort of like, at least for me, like I'm empathetic for the characters more. And not to say that I'm not empathetic for the characters in Jujutsu Kaisen, because I mean the Jujutsu Kaisen cast is great too, but it's just, I don't know, boys. That's just how it is for me. So this is my POV 3 years later. What do I think of the, I guess so far, how far I've gone into it? I think it's good, but I still think that, and you might hate me for this, but I still think that it shows like Chainsaw Man or or Demon Slayer, for example, that those shows, those animes, are, in my opinion, again my opinion, because I know this might offend people, uh, they're just better, man. They're just better. So that's pretty much my review so far. Again, I have not finished the anime. I still have yet to finish season 3, which, you know, is the Colon Games Part 1, which I'll get to. But I just wanted to sort of give this as a sort of like middle point, checkpoint, flag point, Mario style, uh, where I'm just like, okay, I'm yapping about what my opinion is on it. So anyways, man, that is my opinion on Jujutsu Kaisen. If you like this little review and if you want to see more, subscribe, like, you know, do everything that, you know, viewers do and stuff. But yeah, man. So that's me, that's Christopher, and I'm signing out. So